Tonight, we investigate people who claim to be investigators themselves. Using social networks for research and smartphones as witnesses, these modern vigilantes claim to be doing what they say police don't do well enough: keep child predators off the streets. But as Jon Woodward discovers in this W5 investigation, sometimes what the camera shows isn't the whole picture.
You come to meet a 13-year-old girl.
No.
Yes, you did. You were just talking to her.
You know I should bury your face right now on this ground. You know that?
This is vigilante justice in action.
I'm the one that heard you say that you want to have him sexually touch you.
You wanted to lick my with a 13-year-old boy.
But these enforcers don't use guns.
Let's talk how you're here to meet a 14-year-old girl. Let's talk about that.
Their weapons are smartphones, cameras, and a social media platform.
You're gonna go to jail.
Because you're coming to meet a young girl.
No, I'm not.
The targets, suspected pedophiles. The punishment, internet shame.
Your face is gonna go all over the internet. Everyone's gonna see it.
Hundreds of videos and hundreds of people exposed across Canada in the name of protecting kids.
You're 62 years old. You have no business chatting with children.
This is Justin Payne, the first person in Canada to make a name for himself as a pedophile hunter. The 29-year-old signs on to chat sites, creates phony profiles, and waits for someone to engage.
Take me through the process. How do you even get in contact with these people?
Say I make the profile's up, I get a chat request, they say hi, I say hi, I say I'm 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right away, sometimes they've said, it's okay with me, are you a virgin?
So does it take long to get a first worm on the hook?
It could take 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
It starts off innocently enough. Justin logs on to a dating site with a fake profile describing himself as a middle-aged man looking to meet someone. It doesn't take long for that someone to bite.
I'm just about to tell this individual right now that just said hi and chat request that I'm gonna say 12.
According to Justin, most keep talking.
It doesn't really happen, then I get shut down. I'd say probably 2 out of 10 will say no. Some try to play like the big brother daddy role. It's always like extremely graphical content. Like there's rarely ever like a middle.
His online persona, a boy named Christopher.
I think that a lot of these guys want to believe in this fantasy so much that my voice is just believable to them.
Like Christopher is like all like curious, but then like adults take advantage of that.
The voice creeps me out, and I'm the one doing it.
When he's sure about the target's intentions, he arranges a meet. On this night, Justin and his crew are waiting at a mall parking lot for a 31-year-old man Justin has been chatting with for 2 weeks.
Okay, so this is the guy. He's approximately about 5'8", maybe 220 pounds, short to semi-long hair.
Just when it appears the man isn't going to show, Justin gets a call from his target. He stays in character as 11-year-old Christopher. And it's a disturbing conversation.
Why did you tell me you wanted to cut my thing off? Why did you say that?
That's the whole reason I didn't come up there.
Because you knew you'd hurt me like that?
Yeah.
What would you have done if I would have came, though?
I probably would have done lots of things.
Like what?
I would have cut your thing off.
Why would you want to do that, though?
Because you're 11 years old, for one.
When he does meet someone, he drops the act.
Hi, I'm Christopher, and I'm 12, turning 13, and we just got busted.
I'm guessing that growing up, you didn't think I'm going to be a person who hunts pedophiles.
See, I vaguely remember Chris Hansen in the States, Dateline NBC doing this. But when I decided to do this, I never thought of that at all. I just thought, it would be interesting to see if somebody would actually show up.
To Catch a Predator.
Dateline's To Catch a Predator, the show that inspired Justin, was a ratings hit for NBC. Host Chris Hansen and his team would go online and engage men trolling for young sex partners.
Is this appropriate behavior for a New York City firefighter?
No, sir, it is not.
The show was pulled after a high-profile attorney shot himself during a sting. But Justin Payne's show is online. His YouTube channel has 53,000 subscribers, and his videos have brought in a staggering 3.5 million viewers.
Do you feel bad sometimes, though, putting these people's faces online?
Yeah.
Why would you actually feel bad?
Because it's potentially ruining somebody's life.
Because I need to talk to you about why you came down here to meet a 13-year-old girl.
I didn't come to meet anyone.
You just admitted to me that that is your photograph.
No.
Profile. You just told me that this is you.
No.
And soon he wasn't the only one trying to expose potential pedophiles. A young unemployed Calgary man named Dawson Raymond saw the videos and in 2015 decided to take the concept out west.
Our main thing is awareness, guys. So, you know, the more people that see and the more people that know about these guys, the better. The more viral these videos go, the more people share them, the better. Right?
Raymond called his group Creep Catchers. He branded the movement with a logo, a catchphrase, and an original song.
You're done, bud. We got the chat logs. You came to meet up with a child, huh?
By 2016, Raymond had more than a dozen groups across the country working under the Creep Catchers banner, confronting suspected pedophiles, posting videos, believing they were keeping kids safe.
13-year-old girl, let's go. We're getting this guy's plates.
You're done, buddy. You're going to jail.
And that's how you get pedophile off the street, right there.
But the authorities in Alberta say getting pedophiles off the street isn't that simple.
How many investigators and how many techs are going?
Inspector Dave Dubnick is with the Internet Child Exploitation Unit, or ICE, in Edmonton.
What they're doing is absolutely not protecting children in any way. It's not making the internet safer in any way.
They often say, we're either working for the police or we're going to give our documents to the police and let them handle it.
We don't ever see those documents, but I would just, to that end, I would say there's nothing we could do with that at that point anyway. They've already put it online. They've exposed photos and videos, and in many instances they've put the actual chat log online.
They say they want to protect children. Isn't it some protection to know who's responding to some of these chats?
Chasing an individual down the road and calling them a pedophile, I can assure you is, firstly, it's not going to change that individual's behavior. And secondly, I can tell you with absolute certainty that individual is going to continue to offend against children.
Why are you going to meet a little girl?
Actually, I have...
She said she was 11.
No.
Yeah, you're talking the whole time.
And Inspector Dubnick says these confrontations can actually get in their way. He points to what happened in one of the creep catcher stings in Lloydminster, Alberta.
We had an investigation ongoing here. One of our undercover operators was involved and very engaged with a subject online. Once we've reached that threshold, then we plan for a safe arrest of that subject. And we were right at that point with this individual. Creep catchers got involved with the same individual, lured him away from Edmonton to a location in Lloydminster, conducted their dynamic confrontation, chased him down the street, for all intents and purposes, derailed our investigation.
That man is now charged in Winnipeg with sexually touching a toddler and a baby.
And I would say with a high degree of certainty we could have prevented those two children, in that case, from being offended against.
Confronting a startled victim.
I'm the 15-year-old boy you just came down here to meet.
And a vigilante's troubled past.
This is a warrant right now for your arrest, right now.
When W5 continues.
But what we'll do is we'll set Nicole up by the bathrooms as normal. When he's like, oh, I never said that, or I didn't know her age, or whatever, you got it right away, right?
It's a rainy Wednesday night in Chilliwack, and the Surrey creep catchers are preparing to meet a 24-year-old at a local coffee shop.
We're gonna go live on this one.
Live, and I got back up.
What's up, buddy? Surrey creep catcher. Okay. Surrey creep catcher. You're here to meet a 14-year-old girl? No. We got the child logs, man. We're here. What we are is we're a preventative. Okay. So
what's gonna happen here?
Nothing. We're gonna let you go. You're live right now on Facebook.
What you came to do was messed up. You knew her age. That's the first message I sent you. What's the age? Let's just keep in mind that it was me. I was wrong.
I'm gonna stay off the internet and I'm gonna leave girls alone.
Yes, sir.
Because you know the next time it's gonna be us. Good luck.
Surrey Creep Catchers has been involved in high-profile catches, including a cop that now faces a charge.
Where are you going?
Hey, where you going?
Where are you going? Hey, that guy's a cop, pedo!
And the movement has seen its first conviction here. A Chilliwack man pleaded guilty to luring a child.
There's nothing sexual about this.
How many catches have you done?
Just under 400.
In 6 months?
About 6-7 months.
6-7 months. So we're talking multiple times a day here.
90% of our videos, they admit that they screwed up and that they're sorry or whatever. The other 10% run away. So, I mean, we have no issues, no qualms if we're getting the right guys or not.
But not all catches are so clean-cut.
I was scared. I was like, what just happened? What's going on? Why are they filming me? Who are these people?
This man is terrified to appear on camera, let alone leave his house, after the creep catchers confronted him.
How did you find out that it was online?
They told me before I left that this is going to be all over Facebook. This is all going to be over YouTube. They started calling me names, goof, pedophile, you're done, bud. Started like chasing me in the parking lot to my car.
In the posted video, the Surrey creep catchers accused him of arranging to meet a 14-year-old girl, but he says it was completely innocent.
Now, they did say that this person you were meeting was young.
Yes.
You didn't think something's up here?
No, I just ended up overlooking the age because I was talking to multiple people, trying to meet new people.
And is there anything wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with meeting new people.
We've looked at your chat log. There was nothing sexual in there at all.
I feel this entrapment when you're actually, the creep catchers are actually alluring the people to the meeting.
How close do you come to entrapment?
Well, if we were police, we're right on, we're entrapment.
What's the difference between you? Why can you get away with that?
Because we're not police. I don't know realistically why. We bait, we lure, we entrap. It is what it is.
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you now.
The creep catcher rules of engagement were established by the group's president, Dawson Raymond.
Yes, you did.
But by the summer of 2016, Raymond was upset he didn't have the support of police. So he decided it was time to adopt a new strategy.
You know, we weren't meeting these guys unless they were saying something really sexual. And the reason we were doing that is because we weren't trying to catch these guys unless we could get them convicted. Well, they're not getting convicted. The cops aren't helping us.
Raymond wanted to widen the net, whether their target wanted to have sex with a child or not.
We're going to start meeting all these whether they just want to kiss or just go to a movie or whatever, because it's to want to do that with a kid regardless.
Arranging a meeting with a young person is not illegal unless you intend to commit a sexual act. Others in his network adopted Raymond's new philosophy, like Carl Murphy in Lacombe, Alberta. Murphy posed as a 15-year-old on a gay chat app and arranged this meeting with a 22-year-old.
Hi, I'm Carl. I'm with Red Deer Creep Catchers. I'm the 15-year-old boy you just came down here to meet.
The young man volunteers with the LGBT community in Lacombe, where it can be difficult to grow up gay. His parents say he thought he was going to meet the boy with the hope of counseling him. For Candy and Eric, the video is hard to watch.
I am not a creep. I am not a molester. I'm nothing.
You realize what you were doing is illegal?
I feel so bad for him.
You can see how he's intimidated.
I mean, it was about skateboarding, and it was about my mom doesn't know I'm gay. There was nothing. So he's making me think that they did have something going on.
I have not sent any pictures, or I haven't even said anything sexually to you.
Nothing?
Nothing. Nothing that I can remember. I'm being serious.
W5 has reviewed the chat logs in this case. The target is clear. He is meeting just as friends. Remember, it's not against the law unless there's sexual intent.
My feeling was more or less anger towards these people who did this, to use our son, or any young person for that matter, as cheap entertainment.
The Lacombe police investigated the case.
I'm Carl Murphy.
Instead of charging the young man with any crime, police charged the creep catcher, Carl Murphy, with harassment and mischief. Murphy may be a creep catcher, but he has his own history with the law. W5 has learned that Murphy's real name is Carl Young. He has a long list of criminal activity, at least 25 convictions, including petty theft, drug crimes, and uttering threats. Back in the Maritimes, he served federal time. And today, there's still a warrant out for his arrest for 6 charges, including cocaine and ecstasy trafficking. W5 caught up with Carl as he left court in Red Deer on the mischief and harassment charges.
We'd like to ask you about the creep catching you've been up to.
Sure, go ahead.
So the question I have for you is, there are people on your website that haven't put anything sexual in your chats.
They don't need to.
How do you justify that?
So if I had a 12-year-old little boy and you asked him to come over and spend the night for a movie, no sexual encounters whatsoever imposed, is that right?
He says he was just trying to help a young gay man out in Macomb.
I don't care what he says until I'm actually standing here saying, "Hi, I'm Carl Murphy. Pleased to meet you. Why are you here to meet a 14-year-old?" I don't know anything other than what he's told me in them chats.
Is this your first time you've been in court?
Because they forced me. Yes, it is. Because they forced me.
Your first charge?
Yeah, this is the first time they've charged me. Yeah.
And so how is it then? How do you explain that we've got a multitude of charges for you out in the Maritime, including a warrant for your arrest?
Like 15 years ago, old stuff. I go back there three.
It's not old. It's
I go
good
back there
right
3
now.
times a year.
We've checked
I
this
golf
with
with the police officers.
We've checked this with the RCMP out there. This is a warrant right now for your arrest. Right now.
And that they're not willing to go for. It's old, and like they said, he's cleaned up his act. Look what he's doing. When I used to be a criminal, the reason I'm out here doing this is because when I was a little boy, nobody would listen to me when I got touched. Nobody would listen to me when I did wrong. You know what they told me? I set myself up for it. That's what they told me.
You've had 10 years to make good on this arrest warrant and to turn yourself in and do the right thing. Why haven't you?
I didn't even know until 6 months ago that it existed.
What do you have to say to the family of this young man who you did this to?
Your son's a creep.
Young didn't want to enter a plea, so the judge entered the not guilty plea for him. He's now awaiting trial on the charges.
Shame through social media.
You're here to meet a 14-year-old little girl?
No.
Yeah.
With dire consequences.
The world just ground to a halt.
When W5 continues.
You know I should bury your face right now in this ground, you know that?
In their videos, the creep catchers target suspected pedophiles.
When he told you he was 10 years old, Frank, this is your second time.
But when they're not catching, they're often making money, selling branded clothing.
The deal here today is we'll be at Marble Mall. We'll have a selection, different colors, different inks, different color shirt, all that stuff. We're going to be selling for $20 a piece.
Getting paid through website ads and asking for thousands of dollars in donations. Those requests for cash spreading out over the group's considerable social media network. Social media educator Sean Smith says with videos getting thousands of views, there's the potential for big money.
For the most part, it's a real drive to get attention. So let's get 1,000 likes, gets 500 likes. How many shares can we get? Without any real thought as to, okay, well, what's the real purpose here? Is it to catch a pedophile, or is it to advertise yourselves? They're social entrepreneurs in the worst sense of the word.
How much money does this product make?
Potentially thousands. If you have 500,000 views on that particular one with a Google AdSense account attached to it, you're potentially making a couple of $100s a video. If you've got 500 videos, well, guess what?
The Surrey, BC chapter of Creep Catchers has worked hard to build a prominent brand. Chapter President Ryan LaForge asked for donations, and people are responding. One woman saying she gave $3,000. Their logo is on $55 hoodies and $50 sweatpants. Do you find that you sell more after you do a catch?
No.
But the brand itself has got to lead to hoodie sales.
Well, of course. I mean, everybody knows that we're out here 24/7 doing this, and we have really nice hoodies, good quality at a good price, and they want to show their support.
Do you think that's a conflict of interest if every time you need to make a catch in order to get that brand, in order to sell those hoodies? Isn't that a conflict of interest?
I don't see it, no.
If you're not out there catching people, you can't sell those hoodies.
I wouldn't be selling hoodies if I wasn't out catching.
It turns out Ryan LaForge has had money troubles for years. He declared bankruptcy in 2007 with a total debt of more than $115,000. Last year, a court ordered him to repay $9,100 in installments, but his bankruptcy trustee tells W5 he's not paying. Court documents show almost all of that debt is related to 3 at-fault car crashes, while LaForge didn't have insurance. In one of those crashes, he failed to stop for police. That was while he was serving a conditional sentence for cocaine trafficking. Where does the money go?
To food, to gas, to cell phone bills.
Are you public with where you spend your money?
Yeah.
Can any donor find that out?
Just ask us.
And would you provide us with a list of where the money's gone?
I just told you. They're getting a product for their money. No one puts a gun to anybody's head and says, donate money. So like I said, this is basically a winch hunt, so we're done here.
We just had questions about where the money is going.
Hey, and I told you, right? You're basically insinuating things that aren't true. Thanks a lot, guys.
W5 has repeatedly asked Ryan LaForge for a copy of the Surrey Creepcatcher ledgers. So far, he hasn't made them available to us. Later, he took to Facebook to say, digging into my past shows you care more about hurting me than helping kids. He uses on us the same phrase he uses on his targets. You're done, bud. In Edmonton, the target of their most infamous video was surprised at her front door.
Hi, Caitlin. Hi, I'm here with Creepcatchers.
Edmonton Creepcatcher chapter president John Dope released this, one of his most watched videos. His target is Caitlin McKnight.
You're here to meet a 14-year-old little girl?
No.
Yeah, we have the chat logs.
Caitlin began her life as Joey, an orphan brought to Canada from Romania by his adopted parents, Phil and Kathy Dunn.
By the time he hit grade 7, there were some issues. It had gotten to a point of acting out and self-mutilation, suicidal ideation that we sort of said, we just can't deal with this anymore. He was, at that point, spending time living on the street, doing a lot of street drugs, and wasn't a healthy life choice, I didn't think.
By his late teens, Joe began to transition to Caitlin. Did becoming Katie help?
In some ways, it helped. He did seem, for a while, to be happier. He felt good with those. She felt good with those choices. She seemed to be in a more positive state, and was happy living as a woman.
Kathy Dunn says her daughter was suffering from several mental health issues when Creepcatchers showed up at her front door.
Her mental state was always up and down.
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows, for sure. I think she was doing fairly well, and then, of course, this Creepcatchers thing happened in April, and the world just ground to a halt.
I told you that I was 14. You told me to come over and you wanted to have shower sex with me. Is this not true?
No.
No?
The Edmonton Creepcatcher video was eventually taken down, but 6 months later, it was reposted as part of a top 10 catch list.
We have all your information. We know it was you. So
I'm shocked.
Okay.
The re-release of the video sent Caitlin into a spiral. In messages with a friend obtained by W5, Caitlin is clearly in trouble. On August 17th, she writes, "I can't leave my house. I've lost so many friends. My reputation is shattered. And no matter what, even when this has been solved, there will always be suspicion." And then, later that day, death is the sensible counterstrike against this formidable foe. On September 7th, just 3 weeks later, Caitlin took her own life. How can you explain to somebody what it is as a parent to lose a child like this?
I don't know if there's any way to explain it. It's the loss of your future. It's the loss of all hope, all dreams. And our hopes and dreams have obviously changed significantly as we went along the way. But now there's nothing. There's just nothing. And what you can't, I don't know how you can explain that emptiness.
Caitlin never went to meet the creep catchers. They went to her door. It's unclear whether she was actually looking for sex with an underage partner. John Dope, whose real name is Nigel Wilcox, has never released the chat logs. He agreed to an interview with W5, then canceled. Is there anything positive that you think that can come out of this?
I hope that people will sit back and think about what it is they're doing. Understand the damage they do to people, the hurt they cause.
Since Caitlin's death, the Creep Catchers network has fragmented. Dawson Raymond is no longer in control. Authorities are still keeping a close eye on Carl Young. And Ryan LaForge is still posting videos and selling hoodies. The man who started this in Canada, Justin Payne, says it's not the result he was hoping for.
You've inspired people all across the country. How does it make you feel to see when their operations don't go as planned?
When I see other individuals that are doing what I'm doing and they're not following any type of ethics or protocol, I stop being proud of the fact that they're at least trying to do this and become ashamed.
And even more groups are coming online. It seems anyone with a cell phone can mete out their own brand of justice.
We have your chat logs. You've been chatting with a 14-year-old girl.